So as a writing coach and an editor, so how do you preserve the writer's voice? Because it to me that must be one of the potentially one of the difficulties, or one of the even one of the objections that people might come to you with is, like, I don't want you completely changing this around so it doesn't sound like me anymore. And
Absolutely.
obviously that's not something you'd want to do anyway. But how important or how easy is it, and what's the process you go about in preserving or understanding that writer's voice in the
It's
first place?
That's like the number one credo. Yeah,
Okay.
really is that the writer's voice, it's their book, it's their voice. You work out how they write, and and who they are. And so if you're editing, yeah, you're not kind of suggesting any changes, and or even with coaching.
Mm,
um what you might do with coaching is help them develop their voice or find their voice.
hmm
So I have worked with people that, hadn't really, I mean, it's a tricky thing. And I remember again when I was studying writing, it's like, what's finding your voice? But, when people are starting out writing, that they maybe have a way, a style of writing, or maybe they're kind of influenced by someone. But as they get more confident, and this is what you can do as an editor, you can maybe say, like, or as a coach, this bit here, this is really strong. This is like how you're writing. Sometimes people kind of maybe in the beginning might try hard to be a little too writerly, perhaps,
uh,
or they might, yeah, or just might be sort of maybe a little bit more detached. But you can find little pockets. Like I've got people I've been working with where for a couple of years, I've got a few people I've been working with for a couple of years where that's sort of almost been the first step, because in a way I've been teaching them writing skills and they're starting to really find their own voice. But yeah, the
mm,
number one credo for editing is you don't change a writer's voice. You work within their voice, or you help to amplify their voice, or you let them know when they're kind of going off a little bit off track, and might say, well, this doesn't sound as much as like you as that does.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a really beautiful way of explaining it. So it's very much it's kind of a conversational relationship building exercise to gradually discover that voice, because it's not just you as the coach discovering that writer's voice, but it's the writer themselves discovering you're building their voice at the same time,
Well,
potentially.
sometimes, yes, if I'm
Yeah.
coaching with long-term people that
Mm,
are coaching that are really kind of starting from sort of base one, like I've got an idea for a
yeah.
book, I really don't know how to write.
Okay. Okay.
But
Yeah.
most writers that come to me already have their sort of style of writing.
Mm,
And sometimes it might just, they're not even sure. Sometimes they're not even sure whether it's a good style or whether they like the style. So even just
yeah.
getting that feedback where I can sort of say, like, I think your voice is really strong, or, amusing, or, love this dry wit here. And they might go, oh, dry wit. I didn't realize I had dry wit, or whatever. So it can be a nice sort of reflective.
Yeah.